Somebody asked me about leg locks in self-defense. Is there a role for leg locks in self-defense? And I say certainly yes, with a couple of important caveats. Now, a leg lock, in particular, the more modern style of leg lock, in particular, the twisting leg locks, the heel hooks, essentially, the regular heel hook and the reverse heel hook, are a way to completely destroy your opponent's knee or his ankle and make it impossible for him to run or walk. So what's the goal of self-defense? If you hurt your opponent and then can run away and he can't chase you, that's a good thing. You've won. Congratulations, even if he's still alive, if he's still conscious, even if he's still mouthing off at you, you've won because you can walk and he can't. You can leave him behind. So a leg lock, especially a damaging leg lock like a heel hook, is a win. There's a saying that in Sambo, I think this is an apocryphal thing, but there's a certain truth to it. The reason in Sambo that we do leg locks is because if on the battlefield, I can't do a Russian accent to save my life, on the battlefield, if I choke out Richie, or I break his neck, I remove one soldier. If I break his arm, I remove one soldier. If I break his leg, I remove 3 soldiers, because now it takes 2 of his buddies to carry him. Now, this of course implies that the Russian soldiers were running into battle, throwing away their weapons, and diving for leg locks, which I don't think ever happened. If they were lucky enough to have weapons, which depending on which era of the Russian army, they may not have actually had weapons. But the idea is that a leg lock incapacitates somebody if it's done properly. So, if I was here and I really had to get rid of him very, very quickly, and we're here, and I've knocked him down, I've punched him, I've knocked him down, yes, I could work to pass his guard, to go here, to hit him until he turns his back. I could take his back, get my hooks in, wait for that choke, yeah, choke him unconscious. I could do all those steps, or if I've hit him, knocked him down, we go here and switch, and now I tear all the cruciate ligaments in his leg, and I've won. He can't move. The 2 big caveats here are, number 1, weapons. If I have Richie in side control, say he's got a knife in his pocket, if I have him in side control, I kind of control his arms and I can see what's going on. I can monitor what's happening. If he starts fishing in his pocket for something, I can control that. I can see it. If I have him in knee on belly, or some variation of knee on belly, I can see what's going on. He's unlikely to fish a knife out of his pocket with his foot. If I have him in mount and he starts going for something down there, again, I can see what's going on. Trouble is, let's say I get him in the very best leg entanglement that there is. I get him in the 411. We're here. Haha. I'm going to break his leg with a reverse heel hook. I can't really do as much if he starts fishing for a weapon. At this point, I would probably bail and run. So that is one downside. You have to be fairly certain that he doesn't have a knife, he doesn't have a gun, doesn't have a hypodermic hidden somewhere that he's going to start jabbing you with. So that is one important caveat. The other important caveat is that doing old school leg locks, where it's a technique rather than a positional game, tended to end up with you on the bottom. Let's do a very bad old school shootboxing style ankle lock. We're here, and I go straight back, and he stands up, and he gets to the top, and he gets in the mount. Basically, this is early Shuto, any Japanese fighter against any Brazilian fighter. If the Japanese guy went for a leg lock, the Brazilian guy would get on top and punch the lights out of the guy on the bottom. So that's where I think the modern system of leg locks, where it's much more about controlling the position and denying him base and denying him the ability to stand up, is so valuable. Because it basically keeps him on his butt and gives you a whole bunch of answers if he starts to stand up. So you don't actually concede the bottom position just because you've gone for a leg lock. You've gone to a leg lock entanglement. You haven't gone to the bottom if your heel hook or your ankle lock doesn't work. So do leg locks have a role in self-defense? Yes, they're an extremely efficient, very fast way to disable somebody. So it's one of the tools in the toolbox. Just like your right cross, just like your left hook, just like your rear naked choke. If you've got a knife, that's a tool, it's not the tool. If you've got a gun, that's a tool, it's not the tool. There's times that using your gun isn't going to be appropriate. If Uncle Fred jumps you at the barbecue, it's not appropriate to double tap the bastard. He's related to you. You will not be invited to future barbecues. Is it always right to go for a leg lock? No. It's a tool that you have to use depending on the context that you're in.